Hello, our names are Nathan, Nate, Avi, and Ellis. Today, we will inform you all of the crucial topic of gerrymandering, which has been controversial for a long time and has been changed throughout history. Gerrymandering has been long controversial as it has no constitutional basis, as nowhere in the Constitution was it ever said that this was legal. On the other hand, gerrymandering has been accused of violating the First and 14th Amendments. As partisan gerrymandering discriminates against voters with disfavored views, and as racial gerrymandering violated the 14th Amendment's clause of equal protection. Currently, gerrymandering is active in all 50 states of the U.S. However, in many states, gerrymandering is more active and much more obvious. For example, in 2022, Arizona, Florida, and Kansas gained ground for the Republicans, while Illinois, Nevada, and New Mexico gained ground for the Democrats, and Alabama, California, and Colorado had very few changes. In 1973, the Supreme Court held in Gaffney v. Cummings, in which they stated, bipartisan gerrymanders are constitutionally permissible under the Equal Protection Clause. The most important executive action was President Biden's executive order on promoting access to voting on March 7, 2021. This order was instructed to prevent and redress discriminatory changes to voting laws and procedures, including gerrymandering. Miller v. Johnson was the most important court case. It was passed to ensure that there would be no racial gerrymandering because it violated the Equal Protection Clause. The public believes that gerrymandering is bad because it can directly affect our democracy. Gerrymandering can make it so groups are not represented in the government. In Canada, gerrymandering used to be a big issue. Originally, Canada used reapportionment, which was considered to be highly partisan, which was incredibly unpopular in Canada. However, after Manitoba, a province of Canada, gave an independent party the right to reapportionment, all of Canada took up this policy. Now, Canada is not reapportioned by different political parties, but by independent parties. Although the US is by far the most infamous when it comes to gerrymandering, it is not alone when it comes to this issue. In Pakistan, only 544 voters elected the last chief minister, while 80,000 voters might not have been able to elect even one representative. This shows that gerrymandering is very powerful here, as voters' votes are not equal in power. A large public interest group is the National Democratic Redistricting Committee. It was formed to ensure fair redistricting in the U.S. It provides financial and strategic support to Democratic candidates and causes that support fair redistricting. Another large public interest group that is against gerrymandering is Common Cause. Their values are, I believe we the people should pick politicians, not the other way around. We must end gerrymandering now. North Carolina is known as one of the most highly gerrymandered states in the nation. It has been subject to many years of redistricting litigation. Although current congressional and state legislative maps have been redrawn a number of times, a pro-Republican bias remains. One liberal state that has dealt with this issue is California, where they implemented a redistricting reform back in 2010. California voters passed Proposition 11 in 2008, making it so that a citizen-led redistricting commission was to draw new district lines for the state congressional and legislative districts. This has led to more competitive elections. solution that was proposed by a U.S. politician was the Fair Representative Act. It combines three main components: establishing multi-member districts for congressional elections, instituting ranked choice voting in these elections, and creating new requirements for congressional redistricting. Considering the recent movement against gerrymandering, with actions like President Biden's executive order on promoting access to voting in 2021, the proposed Fair Representative Act, and the many large public interest groups that have been created within the last 10 years, I do believe this issue to be less dominant in 5 years. One can also expect that other states follow California's example, which has indeed proven to be effective when it comes to competitive elections and more diverse outcomes. Thank you for listening to our presentation about gerrymandering. If you would like to learn more about gerrymandering, I would recommend taking a look at our sources listed here to learn more about gerrymandering's effects on the US.